So I'm hoping I've installed everything all right and the lesson will go ahead okay, but if I have any hiccups along the way, apologies in advance. Okay, so let's start by having a look at the puzzle. You there, Joey?
Yeah, hello.
Hi. I think you had the best shot at solving the puzzle, so tell me your thoughts. What do you reckon White should do?
I think probably King F5 is the best first move for White.
King F5 looks like a logical move. All right, so Black has to go King G7 to cover his pawn. What do you want to do then?
Maybe King to E4.
King at E4, all right. And so I'll go back to F8. So now you're in a pickle because no matter what you do, so like you go to D5, I go to E7, and I've got the opposition, or if you just wait, say you go to D4, I go to E7, you go to D5. You've got the opposition, but I've got a spare pawn, so I just play F5. You have to go away, so I cobble your pawn. So it looks like White's in a pickle. So any other ideas? Because with these puzzles, like in your chess games, to be a good player, you need to use your imagination and just not look at the obvious move. Look at something a bit different. Might look silly, but might turn out to be good. So, Joey, what can we do that's an imaginative idea?
King to G4 or pawn to A7?
Pawn to E7, I just go King F7, and I think you're just losing your pawn.
Yep.
King to G4 is going to end up much like what we just did. I'm going to go to F8, E7, and then I'm going to win that pawn. All right. So the obvious first move is King F5. Let's try that one. All right. So now I have to go to G7. All right. So put your imagination on. What do you think?
E7.
All right. Let's try E7 because there's not much else to do. All right. I've got to go to F7 now. So far my moves have been forced. What do you want to do now?
Queen the pawn.
Okay, I'll take it with my king. I think this was your first attempt, was it? What do you want to do now?
King A6.
King, you don't want to take the pawn?
No.
Okay. King E6. Well done. And also, I think Derek has seen it, and Benji's just seen it. King E6. Now let's look at the difference, because most people, certainly when they first look at it, they say King F6. Now what would Black do now that would still give him a win? What's his plan here?
King D7 and then just protect the pawn all the way up until it turns into a queen.
He can stop White from getting in front of the pawn. That's the main thing. So White gets in front, but Black has the D5 square, so Black gets the opposition and he wins. But let's just go back to the start again. So King F5, King G7, E7, King F7, E8 takes, and then the move King E6. You think 2 pawns down for nothing, you must be lost. But now if Black moves a pawn, you just take it. So let's say he moves his king. Oh, well, actually, that's not going to help much either. All right, let's say he moves the pawn. Let's say he moves the F pawn. White takes. Now, the difference is Black's lost a move on what we had before. Black's trying to get in front. White gets there first. So that's a book draw. You all know one, don't you?
Yep.
Yep. All right. So you put a lot of effort into that. So well done spotting that, Joey. Okay, let's move on to today's game. Oops. Hang on. Here we go. Okay, hide all the moves. All right. You want to stay with me and get started with the game?
Okay.
All right. I know probably some of you guys in the last week or so have played in state finals. I think there was one in Tasmania. And I think Oliver did quite well down there. And this week we had, I think, the junior primary and the middle years finals. I dropped in for the end of the middle years, which is run by Glenn Waverley. And I was able to record just one game, Sam Truan versus someone named Munjun T. So I thought we'd have a look at this game. It's nothing too exciting, but it's a pretty typical junior game. So Sam, do you know him at all, Joey? Have you heard of Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's about 1200-ish. He's quite strong. He doesn't usually go around blundering pieces and stuff. I think he dropped two games, maybe 3 games to the top 2 seeds or something, but he had a pretty good tournament. His opponent, I don't know him, but his rating's about 900, so he's not quite so good. And in the game, he does make a couple of big blunders. Most games are decided by blunders. But why I want to show you this game is, even though Sam wins comfortably, it's amazing how many times he doesn't find the best move on the board. He might make a good move, but not a great move, because I know probably your coaches all say to you, if you see a good move, look for a better move. So we're going to try and do that today, and I'm going to test you guys, see if you can find a better move than Sam found on many occasions. Right, let's get started. So Sam is white, E4, G6. Do you play against this much, Joey? Do you know this opening at all?
I would probably play D4, but I haven't seen it much.
Yeah, it's called the Robert defense, or the might transpose into the Perk opening. But Black's more or less saying, you occupy the centre, I don't care, and then I'll attack your centre later. So obviously the best move is just D4. Well, we've got all this free centre, 2 pawns side by side. That looks lovely. Here goes Bishop G7. All right, what would you do now, Joey?
Knight to F6, F3. Yeah,
that's probably the best. We could say, all right, we want a super centre, so we could, look at F4 or C4 or something like that. But we've got a fair chunk of the centre, so we may as well move one of our pieces. And the King's Knight is more logical, so we can castle Kingside quickly. All right. Let's have a little test to see if you guys can do better than Black did. What would you guys play as Black now? So type in what you reckon Black's best move would be. There's maybe 2 reasonable moves. So Joey's liking D6, Lucas likes B6, Bridgesh likes D5, Benji likes D5. Bridgesh has now cheated and had a second go and is going for Knight F6 now. Lucas C5, Maha D6. All right, which one do you like, Joey?
D6.
All right, why did you choose D6?
It's letting White's light-coloured bishop out.
Well, Black's light-coloured bishop, yep.
Yeah, Black, sorry. It's kind of a bit of a defense against White doing something like pushing E4.
Yep.
It's getting a bit more control.
Yeah, D6 is probably the best move. C5 isn't too bad, which was Lucas's suggestion. I'm not sure about D5 and stuff. All right, but Black didn't do that. He did Knight F6, which is what Bridges suggested. What do you reckon, Joey? Good move or bad move?
Probably not good.
All right, so how are we going to punish it? What's the problem with it?
White could move E5.
Yeah, he's given us a free move which attacks his knight and gains a space. So let's just push E5, see where his knight's going. Where do you reckon he should put it?
D5?
D5 is sort of the normal spot, like in other kinds of defense where you play one Knight F6.
Or E4?
E4 is actually not so bad, because when he attacks it, you can play D5 and support it and you've got a knight sort of in the middle. If anyone chooses h5, they should immediately go to the bottom of the class, because what would you do then, Joey?
G4.
Yeah, g4, and we trap their knight. Susan might be putting a knight on the edge. But in this game, black goes knight d5. All right, what do you reckon we should do now?
Maybe C4.
Yeah, it's another free move. Let's chase his knight away. We don't want his knight in the middle of the board. C4. So now he pretty well, I guess, has to go to B6. All right. So we're doing all right now. We've got a big centre. What's your next move, Joey?
C5.
Why would you want to do C5?
Just to keep advancing and pushing his knight around, and he doesn't have many squares to go to.
All right. Which square would he go to if he went to C5?
D5.
So his knight is in a better spot on D5 or on B6?
Probably D5, but you could get rid of it.
In theory, it's a better spot. You can sort of annoy us, but he can protect it with C6 or something like that. It's not totally terrible. So C5 maybe. All right. He didn't do that in the game. What do you reckon Sam chose if it wasn't C5?
Knight to B4.
Knight to
B4. No, hang on.
C3,
no,
you
that
mean?
Can't. What? No, yeah. Knight to C3.
Yeah. Knights before bishops. Put our knights on the best square. Can't be too bad. I'll vote for that. All right. Now, what should black do? I'll give everyone a choice. Let's say option 1, maybe he could play D6 like he had before. Or option 2, maybe he should just castle, make his king safe. So type in what you guys would choose for black. Would you rather play D6 or castle? Lucas likes castle. Bridges likes castle. He likes it so much he's written it twice. Daniel Pat prefers D6. Maha likes castle. Joey D6. Derek's castle. Oh, so most people are castling. Joey, did you like castling or not?
No.
All right, don't say why. You prefer D6. D6 is the best one. So in the game, black just castled. He thought, that's all right, I'll castle. Now everyone, what should Sam reply as white? Why is castles a blunder? Quickly type in. Daniel seen it, Joey seen it. Daniel seen it twice. Lucas has seen it. Yeah, basically black's made his move and he hasn't done the vital thing of saying what's he going to reply. So Sam, if he was awake, he could just play C5 and he's won that silly horse. Serves it right for moving all over the board. You saw that when you chose D6, didn't you, Joey?
Yep.
Yep. All right, well done. But Sam is not in imaginative mode. He's just in automatic mode and he's thinking, I want to develop my piece or something. So I think he will bishop E3. All right, thanks, Joey. I'll give someone else a go, so see you later. All right, let's try Derek. You there, Derek? Talk to me, Derek. No? All right, Derek's not talking to me. All right, we'll try Lucas. You there, Lucas?
Yes,
How are you tonight?
good, thank you.
That's good. Were you a castles or a D6?
Castles, but I also like D5.
Yeah, oh, castles, so you would have lost a piece if white had been awake. All right, but never mind. Let's see how we go with the next lot then. So white just played bishop E3. Now let's see what black does. So he goes D6 now, so that's all right. White takes it. Black takes back. He can probably take back with either pawn, but he chooses the E pawn. All right, what would you do now, do you think, Lucas?
Well, I'd take with the E pawn too because you're opening up the E file for your rook.
All right, so white's go. What should he have to do?
For white, maybe H4.
H4. Okay, tell me why you want to play H4.
Well, the black isn't very developed, and white is, and he looks ready to attack. So I think, well, there are no pieces to protect the black king. He should definitely open it up.
Okay, all right. So let's just review what you're saying. So you said there are no pieces to protect the black king. So what are all these chaps? The bishops and the pawns and the rooks. Are they protecting the black king?
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
maybe with something like D2, Queen D2.
All right. So let's just go back and review your idea of H4. So it's important with you guys that you don't attack early and you just have a one-track plan. My plan is to attack his king. See, now white isn't ready to attack because A, your king isn't safe, your king is still in the middle of the board, and you haven't completed your development. What about this poor old bishop? What about your poor old queen? You know, you need like another 3 or 4 moves, and then if you feel like it, then play H4 or whatever you want to do to attack him. But don't attack till you're ready. All right, so your second choice, Queen D2, that's in fact what Sam chose. So that's all right. You thinking about castling queenside, or are you going to castle kingside, you think?
I don't know. Queenside looks a bit open, but definitely if we do want to attack, which white may not, we probably would prefer to castle on the queen side. Yeah, so you can throw the pawns at the king side.
All right, let's see what happens. Let's see what black does. So black just develops his knight, so that's okay. All right, what do you reckon white should do now?
Maybe castle queen side, or bishop d3.
Okay. That wasn't the move he chose. He actually chose d5. What do you think about d5?
Well, it seems like it's chasing it. It seems like it's getting a free move, but I'm not sure about it.
It's sort of gaining space, so that's the good bit. A bad bit maybe it's opening up the bishop's diagonal, so it's making the bishop into like a better piece. So it's a bit double-edged. Now black should probably put his knight on e5, but he chose to put it on e7. So maybe white's saying, okay, I'm happy now because his knight didn't go to the best square.
Maybe something like bishop d4, trying to get rid of the bishop or tame it or whatever.
Okay. But now our general rule is about our pieces in the opening. What's the general rule about moving your pieces?
Don't move them twice?
Yeah, move each piece only once and put it on the best square. So bishop d4 is probably a fair idea, but you're moving a piece twice, and like your poor old f1 bishop hasn't gone anywhere yet.
So maybe either bishop d3 or castle queenside?
Yep, okay, let's have a look here. What move are we up to? Move number 10. If it were me, I think I'd probably just play bishop e2, preserve my options, and then decide what I want to do next move. But Sam is a little bit naughty, like you. He goes bishop h6, which is a similar idea to d4. He wants to get rid of that bishop because that's the main defender of the king. And maybe he's thinking about attacking, but I would say it's a bit too early. All right. What do you reckon black should do here?
Maybe try something like, I know it's moving a piece 3 times, but at least it's getting another defender over there. Maybe something like knight f5.
Yeah, knight f5 looks like a pretty good square for the knight. Or you could maybe just play bishop g4 and try and do a trade, something like that. But black has a brain fade. He makes another move without asking what's his opponent going to reply. He plays a really silly move, knight takes c4. What are we going to do about that? Free knight, isn't it? We're just taking it.
Yeah.
Now we're going, you beauty. Our opponent's given us a piece for a pawn. This is fantastic. And we've developed our only undeveloped piece, so it's all looking great.
We're ready to castle
Right.
now.
And we're ready to castle, and we can castle either side, depending on how we go. Maybe we don't have to castle queen side and attack now, because we're just like a piece up for a pawn. We could win on material. All right.
Maybe a slow advantage game.
Yeah, so what should black do? So he's a piece for a pawn down now.
Maybe I'm thinking something like rook e7, because one, that kind of opens up for a discovered check on the king.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
two, it kind of allows you to keep that brilliant g7 bishop. Maybe there's some threat of a discovered check.
Is an open file, so that's the obvious spot for it, and it could be a bit sneaky, but white's move is probably going to be castle, so you might end up with a discovered check. Let's see what he actually does.
But my whole point, the rook on f8 is kind of the bishop on g7, sorry, is pinned to the rook on f8. So maybe if we can get the rook on f8 away.
Reasonable idea, rook e8, but he actually did knight f5, so he's putting the question to the bishop and trying to get a trade. All right, so Sam, what should Sam do? His bishop's attacked. Should he retreat or swap bishops or what?
So maybe I think he's definitely a piece up for nothing for a pawn, let's say, and bishop takes g7, and then maybe castles either side and go for a short advantage. I mean a big advantage, long game kind of plan.
It's a piece up, so he probably should swap piece. So here goes bishop takes g7. Right, now, question for all you guys. It's black's go. You just lost your bishop on g7. What move should black make here? Type in what move you like. There's a couple of moves to choose from, probably. Lucas wants to go knight takes g7. I'll put your thinking caps on. Joshua and Joey have a different move. Callum has a different move. Brigesh wants king takes g7, not knight takes g7. Okay, Maha's got two moves. Lucas, what do you reckon? What should black do? Should he take with the knight or the king? What should he do?
I like knight g7, but rook e8 might do.
Yes, that's the move.
I don't know. It's I like it because it gets the rook. I beg your pardon?
Hang on, we keep talking over each other. The obvious move, I think, would be probably king takes g7, because I mean the knight's in a good spot on f5. So why retreat with the knight back again? So on the face of it, I'd take with the king, but if I was clever, putting my imagination cap on, which a lot of you guys have done, I would say, hang on, I can chuck in a free rook check, maybe force him to retreat the bishop or something, then I take the bishop. So I've gained a developing move. Right, so that was just a little example where black should put his thinking cap on and use his imagination, but instead he played knight takes bishop.
That was my basic idea too. develop my rook and get a free rook check.
Yeah. Everyone who did rook e8, well spotted. All right. Now let's see what we're going to do now. You want a castle kingside or queenside?
I think definitely our attack has kind of died down. Not died down. Go for an attack anymore because we're a piece up. So probably just so castle kingside.
Yes, correct. You could do queenside, but it's a bit open and you're a piece up. So let's just do kingside. All right. Now black does bishop f5. Doesn't seem to do much. All right, now it's getting a little bit hard for white because he's made his king safe, he's connected his rooks, he's got his 4 pieces out, they're on reasonable squares. What does he do? All right, so I need your help. Everyone have a think, type in what you reckon white's best move would be in this position. Because he's probably got half a dozen reasonable looking moves to choose from. Thomas is going h3. British is going bishop d3. Maha likes rook e1. Thomas has changed his mind and trying queen h6. Lucas going rook f to e1. Oliver rook e1. Callum's having a look at knight d4 to attack the bishop, swap off another piece. Joey's liking queen h6 and Joshua. Right, Lucas, your choice. What did you decide?
I like rook fe1, but someone suggested knight d4.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely like that too.
Okay. Well, I mean, rook fe1 is a good spot for the rook. Looks like an okay move. Nothing wrong with that. Knight d4, lovely spot for the knight. You might want to trade, seeing you're a piece up. Nothing wrong with that. But it's like in chess, if you're just coasting along thinking it's my go, what's a nice looking move, I'll go rook e1, it's okay, but it could be a better move. And some of you have spotted something that's probably a little bit better move, and that's queen h6, because black has a weakness on this h7 pawn, and if white next move can jump in knight h5, knight g5, it's going to be pretty close to a checkmate. So poor old black, he's probably got to play f6, I'm thinking. And that sort of weakens the e6 square.
And definitely maybe...
What do you think?
And he's kind of weakened his light squares a bit, especially the E6 square. Which is if
d4
maybe that's what I was saying.
Yeah, and sort of open it up. So queen h6 is a little bit better. So that's, I think there's 3 or 4 of you queen h6. Well done.
Knight e6 would open up knight e6, knight takes e6. D takes e6 would open up the a2 g8 diagonal, and maybe something, a tactic like e7 check, winning the queen would hurt.
We've got a strong pass pawn on e6 then, so that would be pretty cool. Right, but I don't think he did that. He did bishop back to d3. Reasonable move. He wants to swap off, and his bishop's not doing too much, but he would have done a little bit better. All right, thanks, Lucas. I'll give someone else a go. Thanks for your help with that. Who else can we try? Let's try Oliver. You there, Oliver?
Yes.
You ready to have a go?
Okay.
All right, so bishop d3. Let's see what black does. He doesn't want to swap, so he runs away bishop g4. All right, what do you think white should do now?
Maybe get your queen out, like moving it to f4, queen f4 maybe.
So he just plays bishop g4. We say, what is he threatening? He's probably wanting to double our pawns by taking on it, threatening our king. What can we do about it? Queen F4. Protect it. Protect the bishop. Well done. So that's the best move. Now black goes Queen C8 to protect the bishop. All right, what would you have to do now, Oliver?
Maybe H3.
Yes, you got 2 in a row. His bishop's on a reasonable square, so let's push him back or force him to stop. So we'll just play H3. Solve our back rank checkmate problems and everything. Now he probably should take the knight, but he runs away, so we've got him retreating. So all that looks pretty good. All right, now let's have another think. Everyone can help us here. So White's gone to write last couple of moves, but he's got a choice of a few good-looking moves here. White to play. What would you guys do? So Joey's having a look at knight G5. Lucas is liking Queen H6. Callum's liking knight E4. Josh is liking Queen H6. And Daniel, Bridget goes knight G5. Eric's going rook AC1. All right, what do you reckon, Oliver? What's your preference?
Maybe Queen H4.
Queen H4. So what's your idea there?
The black bishop on D7 could take H3, and then my G pawn will have to take. Then black's queen will be developed onto H3.
Pawn, and his bishop just ran away. If you wanted to take H pawn, he would have done the last move, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think he's going to do that. All right. Queen H6 isn't too bad. So some of you guys wanted to do that. So that's threatening the knight G5 thing again. Interesting move is knight E4. So this is following the general principles. If we want to attack, we're sort of moving our pieces towards his king. So we're developing our pieces towards the king's side. Now let's just suppose black replied, or we're sort of threatening knight F6, which would be a really good square. So black says, all right, I'm not allowing that. F5. Everyone type in here, what do you reckon white would do here? Black played F5 in this variation. White to play Yeah, a pretty sneaky move. Bridges likes knight G5, but he hasn't told me which one, but I'm guessing it's the E knight. Joey's thinking the same thing. We need to use our imagination here. Knight G5 is like the obvious move. Can you see anything, Oliver? No one's coming up with a good idea.
No, I'm still thinking.
Right, he's attacking your knight, so we've either got to counterattack something bigger or move our knight. Move our knight, knight G5, that's just a normal thing. But does he have a weakness we could counterattack? Even if he took our knight, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Nothing spring to mind?
No.
Alright, I think everyone missed it. Let's have a look. He could play Queen H6. And if takes, we've got knight G5. And I think really terrible things are going to happen on H7. He's going to be checkmated before too long. Alright, so that was knight E4, probably the best move. Did he do it? No, he did rook E1. He's just playing basic moves. Then sitting there thinking, what do I do? And he plays C5. What do you reckon, Oliver? Good move or bad move?
Probably bad move.
Why is it a bad move?
Because it's not really doing anything, really. Because white could just do en passant, or and black's bishop can't even go to any of the white squares there. So
yeah, it's just a really horrible weakening move. Now we could en pass on him. We could just take his d6 pawn for free if we wanted. Or we could do something else. What is the something else? White again has a good move. It might finish the game off fairly quickly.
Queen takes d6.
That wins a pawn, and that's a nice move. Joey and British and Joshua are screaming it. Yeah, we could do this Queen h6 thing again. Queen h6, threatening knight g5. So he has to play f6. What could we do now, Oliver, as a follow-up? Stop our f6.
Knight g5.
You just take it and say thank you for the knight. But f7 to f6 has opened up something. So white has a good move here. Look around the whole board at all your pieces. You're trying to attack his king. British is trying to stack on g6, but that's not it.
Rook e7.
Rook e7. So then he's got to put rook f7. We take, he takes. We can take on h7, and we're threatening g6, and we're picking up more material. That's all looking pretty good. So queen h6 would have been the best move, but poor old Sam again makes the second best move and does an en passant, maybe even the third best move. All right, the other guy takes back with the bishop. Okay, what can we do now? He goes bishop e4. That looks like an alright sort of a move. Black now protects the d pawn. What do you want to do now, Oliver? You have still a piece for a pawn up. Any move appeal here?
No.
Alright, probably the best move may be knight d5 or something. So again, it's bringing in a piece that isn't helping us too much. Either we're getting it on a really good square, or we're forcing him to trade his good bishop for our knight, and another piece goes off the board. But poor old Sam, he said, no, I'm taking his bishop. Black takes back, so now Black's improved his pawn structure. He's got the two pawns side by side. So that wasn't the super best move. Alright, what do we do now? Okay, we need some help again, Oliver. What can we do? Piece ahead, we've got to use our extra piece in some way.
Maybe knight e4.
Yes, very good. So same idea, moving the knight, which isn't helping us much. And now we've got double attack on d6, and there's also a pretty big hole on f6 if we want to try and get a checkmate going there. Now Black should probably play knight e8, which covers both of them. But he does a fairly silly move, knight h5, attacking our queen. Alright, what do you want to do for white?
Maybe knight f6 or queen d6.
Which is the best of those two, do you reckon? Or much of a muchness? Right, probably queen d6 would be the best one, picking up another pawn. But Sam doesn't do that. He goes for the knight swap. He goes knight f6, takes, queen takes. So now he's got his queen in a pretty good spot. He's got his rook on the open file, and we're still piece for pawn up. So Black goes rook b8. All right, I might give someone else another go. So thanks very much, Oliver. I'll move on. See you later. All right, let's try Thomas. You there, Thomas?
Yeah.
All right, you ready to help me for a few moves?
Okay.
All right, he just gone rook b8. Now, what do you reckon we can do now? How can we improve our position?
Maybe just simple move like b3.
Right, but that pawn's not actually attacked because our queen's covering it.
Oh yeah.
Might be a bit of a waste of time. I think, how can I improve my position, or is there some weakness I can attack?
Rook e7.
Yeah, I think rook e7 is the obvious move because our rook's getting into a better spot. We're hitting his queen. We're putting pressure on that f-pawn. So that's a good move.
Yeah.
Goes queen d8, so he's pinning the rook. Okay, now let's get everyone's help because this is an interesting position here. White to play. What move would you do for white? We've got our queen, our rook, maybe our knight attacking, our other rook isn't helping. Oliver's suggesting rook e1. Callum's going queen h4. Joshua's going rook ae1, obviously, not the other one because we lose a queen. Lucas likes rook ae1. What are you thinking, Thomas? Any of them appeal to you?
I like knight g5.
I like knight g5 too. So rook ae1 is just the obvious ordinary old move that anyone can see, but I think white has a really good tactic here. So let's go knight, whoops, he did rook a1. Let's have a look, knight g5. All right, now let's say black plays a tricky move. I'll test you here, Thomas, see how far you've seen. Let's say he plays rook b7, hitting your rook. There's pins against the queen. So what would you do here? Anyone who wants to help him, type in the questions. What should white do here? Black's just played the tricky move, rook b7. Bridges is saying knight h7, but that just loses your rook on e7, Bridges. There's no threat. White has a really good move here. I'm wondering if anyone will see it. Now Bridges is trying knight takes f7, which is better. Joey's found it. Well done, Joey. Lucas has found it. Well done, Lucas. Any idea, Thomas?
Nope.
Right, you've got 3 pieces around his king, and you have a brilliant move here. Look, I'll show you. What about knight e6? Now that's threatening queen g7 mate. So like if he takes your rook, queen g7 mate.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Queen d7 mate still. So he's up. Knight e6. What a killer move. So, congratulations to Joey and Lucas, who were the only two for that. That was really cool. Right, but poor old Sam, he's just coasting along. Rook ae1. And the guy pins him rook b7. Now again, I could probably play knight g5, bring in the extra piece attacking. The same sort of thing, it'd be really good. But Sam goes queen h4, so he's probably thinking knight d5 to try and get a checkmate on h7. Now his opponent does another absolutely ridiculous move here. Rook e8. I don't know what he's thinking. So, what should we do, Thomas? Free rook?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could go knight g5 and try and checkmate him, but he can play h5. So free rook and a free queen. Check. Queen takes. Rook takes. King up. Right, so now we have a totally won game. If something absolutely terrible happens, we're going to win comfortably. But it would still be nice to win as quickly as possible in the nicest way. Okay, and in fact in this position, we have a mate. So I want you guys to tell me what you reckon is the first move of a mate in 5. How can white finish him off in the best possible way? So Joey's having a look at knight g5. Lucas is looking at knight g5. Derek's playing g4, which I don't know what that does.
Um,
Look around the black king. He's got no squares to move to, so we've got to check him. Oliver's going queen d4, which could be interesting. Any inspiration, Thomas?
you could try queen d4 and get him on the corner.
Queen d4, but he's going to play f6. And block it that way.
Mm,
Joey's gone. Oh no, Joey hasn't got it either. No one's got it so far. It's a pretty hard move to see. So remember I said his king's got no squares, we've just got to try and check him.
yep.
So how can we threaten to check him next move and drive him to the corner or the edge or somewhere where we made him? Derek's trying knight d4, but that doesn't really help. No inspiration, Thomas?
Nope.
Alright. No one got it. We could play queen d8. So that has the pretty killer effect of rook g8 next move. King there, and then we've got queen g5 or h4 or something. I think he can't really get out of it. But it's a pretty hard move to see. So bad luck. Poor old Sam didn't see it either. He went for queen d4 check. The guy interposed f6. What do you reckon we should do now?
Knight g5?
Knight g5 would be the best move. That's a really good move. But poor old Sam didn't see it. He went for rook e6. Trying to attack the f-pawn. Black defended the f-pawn. Now he sees knight g5, so he's hitting the rook. But the rook can high on f8. Alright, let's have another go. I think white's got another mate in a few. What would be white's best move here? Don't type in, what do you reckon? Best move for white maybe. Actually, I probably need your two moves. Derek's going rook e7, Joey's going check without telling me which check. Joshua's going queen takes a7. Maha's queen takes a7. What do you reckon, Thomas?
Queen h4.
Queen h4. What if he just takes your knight?
You move down and check him.
Yeah, but then he goes king f6.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that. Yeah.
Right. So a lot of the guys are saying rook e7 or queen takes a7. Do any of them appeal?
Not really.
Yeah, well, they should appeal because best move is probably rook e7, and if he goes to g8, we can go queen a7, and we've like get in a couple on g7 and h7, and it's pretty horrible. But poor old Sam missed it again. He just took the pawn on d6. The other bloke played h6. Alright, I'll give it another go, Thomas. Can you finish him off as fast as possible? What's the best move here?
Rook d7.
Rook d7, and I play king g8 maybe?
Queen captures g6.
Queen can't capture g6, you're on d4.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Okay, Joey's got it. Joshua's got it. You can mate in 3 with the right move. Look around the whole board, Thomas. Any idea?
No. Oh yeah, queen captures a7.
Yeah. See, a lot of you guys, you're sort of looking around the king and where the action is. You need to sort of take a step back, look at the whole board, and you see the single pawn way over there. You can take it with check, and then it's made in 2. But guess what? Poor old Sam missed it. He went for the 4. winning the rook in stick in G8. Then he took the rook, and then he ended up with queen F6 and a mate in the corner. So he got there eventually, and he was winning the whole game because the other guy made 2 big blunders. But I thought it was interesting just to see, even though Sam's quite a good player and he won nicely, there must have been maybe 10 moves in the game where there was a better move there if he just stopped and looked for it and used his imagination a bit. So congratulations to those of you who saw some of those moves. Knight E6 was the best one, and only 2 of you got that. That was really pretty. So hopefully in your next game, you'll pick a few more moves. Thank you, Thomas. All right, so that's basically the end of the lesson. This weekend is actually the Cup weekend. So the Melbourne Cup of Chess is on at the Melbourne Chess Club. So if you're sitting at home bored, I think they have lots of live games to watch, and it's a very strong field. Few interstate IMs coming down. So if you've got nothing to do, log on to the Melbourne Chess Club and follow some of their live games, or drop in if you're in Melbourne and have a sticky beak if you want. Anyway, that's the end of the lesson for the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you all next week at 6:30 on Thursday. Thanks very much. Catch you later.